So yesterday I was down at the Savoy Cinema in Dublin City just to check the DCP for the two films. And so I started looking into a little bit of the Savoy Cinema, which is interesting. I don't know if anyone has ever been down to the Savoy Cinema in Dublin City Centre off O'Connell Street, on O'Connell Street. But there was a screen there years ago, Screen One, all right, and it was massive. You see here on the picture there, it's kind of like I think it originally was like a theater stage, but they converted it then into like a big, huge cinema screen, and it had kind of like a curved screen on it, but it was huge. I think at the time it was one of the biggest in Europe. It was really, really cool. I seen a good few films there years ago. Jurassic Park years ago. I seen then later on, like in 2010, something like that. I think we seen me and a friend of mine. We seen True Grit there, which was a great movie. Very, very good movie. Way better than the John Wayne version in 1969. But they took down Screen One a good few years ago. I don't know when they took it down. It must have been about. It was hard to say, but 2010 for sure. True Grit. So maybe 2015, something like that. I'm not quite sure, but it's down now. Anyway, they converted it into five other screens, right? So screen one is no longer there. So they took, just say, the screens themselves and they converted it into five other ones. So, which is a shame because I think they should have left it the way it was because I remember that cinema. It was a really, really cool cinema. And I think that was a mistake to do that. I think they should have left it the way it was because even if anything to do with nostalgia and stuff like that, when they start messing around with stuff and they start doing things like that, then you lose the foundation of the place and the memories of the place. And I think that was a mistake. But you know, it's not my business to say what people should and shouldn't do. But so when I was down yesterday in the Savoy Cinema in Screen Nine, lovely lady there, the manager there, Sandra, we were checking the two films just to make sure that everything was going to be okay. Everything's okay. The sound was okay. You know, they could alter the picture a tiny bit, make it so the black bars can be on the top and bottom, which we didn't need because it's in CinemaScope anyway, the film. You know, the aspect ratio fits the screen. So it's just to check over everything. But as we were watching the film, me and Sandra were watching the film. We're having a bit of a laugh watching the film. Lovely lady, by the way. Really, really nice. Really helpful. Really kind of like out to try and make sure that I'm happy with everything and all the rest of it. Lovely lady. So we're watching the film and we're having a bit of a laugh watching the film. And you know, we're only going to watch 4 or 5 minutes of each film just to test them. But we're watching Case of Death and it's on the big screen there. And when you're watching something on the bigger screen, it's like someone else has done it for the first time. It's like I'm looking at it like someone else has done it, and actually looked pretty good. It looked pretty good, and it was fun. It's always just I always get a kick out of just watching a film that you've made, or along with other people, of course, help me make it. You know, but like the catalyst was myself, just say to make the film. But like, it's always a bit of a kick to watch it on the big screen because then you can all of a sudden you feel like, oh, there's no difference between that and any other movie that we see. Not really that much any difference really. You know, maybe one of the differences is that I have no money to make my films. All right, so but as we're watching the film. The first one's fine. Case of Death is fine. So we put the second one on. We put The Man Who Died on, and we're watching a bit of that. And then only maybe a minute or so into it because there's not much dialogue in the Man Who Died. Very little, and the bits of dialogue that are there are in subtitles. So after a couple of minutes, I realized that the sound was off. I was like, "What? The sound doesn't seem right. It seems off with the picture." So, and then a scene came on that I cut, a couple of seconds scene that I cut out of the film. So I realized what happened. What happened is I gave to my friend Philip from the convention center to do the DCP. I gave him the wrong picture. I gave him the wrong visual to go along with the sound. See, the DCP has to be separated. It has to be separated from the sound and the picture. So what I done was I gave him the wrong picture, an older edit that I had from before, and obviously then with the picture being 2 or 3 seconds different, with a couple of scenes cut, a couple of little snippets cut, that the audio was not matching. So I was like, oh, well, that's the reason why you do a test. If there's any issues at all, then you can catch them way before. All right. So my friend from the convention center, he's not back from America till next Sunday. So he's going to do them when he gets back. He's going to do that film for me when he gets back on Sunday or Monday. So it'll just be enough time to get it done. But it's interesting because, you don't want to leave things to the last minute. You definitely want to check things and stuff like that to make sure that everything is okay. And the Savoy cinema is really, really good. Really like the cinema. Like I said, Sandra is great in there. She's a great manager. She's nice to talk to. She's helpful. And so I'll have to test it again in about a week's time, maybe a day or two before the actual screening. But it'll work out, and it's always good to keep cool with stuff as well. And just you're always going to have little bits of problems with this, that, and the other. And testing stuff is really, really good because of you don't even imagine these things. Only after I seen the sound not linking up with the picture. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Why is this like this? And then it dawned on me, like, okay, I made a mistake. So yeah, the Savoy Cinema, great cinema. It's a shame that they got rid of Screen One, because Screen One to me was the pulling point, the pulling power of that particular cinema was Screen One because of how big it was. It had that theatre seating at the top and the bottom and the curved screen. But what can you do?